Well, hello, Oak Hill. Wanted to bring a short little message just today to you from God's Word. And so, in the Old Testament prophet of Habakkuk, Habakkuk asks God these two questions and almost like complaining in a sense to God. He says, he first asks God why the sin of the people is going unpunished. And then after God explains to him that the Babylonians will come in and take captive the Israelites for their sin, then his second question is, well, why would more wicked people, why would you use them to punish your people? And God gives another lengthy discourse between the two of them. And at the end of it all, though, as Habakkuk wrestles with just understanding this and understanding these questions that he's asking God, he comes to this realization in the end of it all. And I think this is a powerful word for you and I right now, because maybe you are complaining to God about something. Maybe you are asking God a question that you're not understanding why he gave the answer he gave, or you're still waiting to hear the answer from him about, or you know what the answer is. You know what God's word says about what it is that you're struggling with, but you don't want to accept it. And as if you turn to the end of Habakkuk, at verse 17, Habakkuk says these words kind of as a prayer, maybe even as a song. And he says, though the fig tree should not blossom, nor the fruit be on the vines, the produce of the olive fail, and the fields yield no food, the flock be cut off from the fold, and there be no herd in the stalls. This doesn't sound like a very good situation right now. Like, everything is gone. If we want to use our modern day language, I have no work. It's all been taken away. I'm forced into a situation where I have to be home. I don't know where to find food or toilet paper. Life is just a struggle. Well, after he gets done explaining the situation and where life has brought him, he says this in verse 18. He says, yet I will rejoice in the Lord. I will take joy in the God of my salvation. God the Lord is my strength. He makes my feet like the deer's. He makes me tread on my high places. It's very easy for us in those times where things feel taken away, where things feel unfair, where things feel like it's been thrown at me and I didn't expect it, where suffering is taking place, hardship is in front of us, we don't know what the future holds. Just like Habakkuk, we want to act and become in control and really play God in a sense. And it's easy for us to get into that mode. And yet, just as Habakkuk was crying out to God and conversing with the Lord, he came to a place where he finally was able to let go and to rejoice in what was true. And that is to rejoice in the Lord, to take joy in God, who is our salvation. There's a lot of things that we're not taking joy in right now. There's a lot of things that don't bring happiness in our moments. But there is one thing that we can hold on to. There's one thing that we can be satisfied in, and that is the fact that God is the God of salvation. God is the one who is in absolute control. Even though we may not see it, even though it may not feel like it, we can have certainty that God is in control because we can see in his word, we can see that he is the creator, we can see that he is the one who makes and sustains everything. And therefore we can rejoice not in what today holds, not in what yesterday produced, not in what we're looking at tomorrow, but we can rejoice because he is the God of our salvation. One of the hymns that we like to sing occasionally at Oak Hill, it's been turned into a little bit of a newer version, is the song Because He Lives. But I love the story of that song because of the second verse. You see, when the Gaithers were writing that, she was at that time pregnant, and life, like for us, was just chaotic. Things were not good in the world, and she asked the question, why would I want to bring a child into this world, into this situation? And out of that came this second verse that said, how sweet to hold a newborn baby and see the pride and joy he gives. But sweet, greater still, the calm assurance this child can face uncertain days because he lives. Let us, Oak Hill, rejoice that even in the midst of uncertain days, we can know that because he lives, we can face tomorrow, we can face today, we can face any moment that is in front of us because he lives. And in that we will rejoice and be glad in him and him alone. Love you, Oak Hill. Praying for each of you. Have a great day.